Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. Thank you for your comments on my community page. I don't often post there, as you very well know, but I did try to answer someone's question the other day about why I am so fixated with the Harry and Meghan story and wasting my energy on it. I get comments like that very often and I usually just ignore them. I don't censor comments at all. I answer very few of them. That's just the way I am, the way I do it. But I did try and answer this particular person and then wanted to edit my comment because I made a typo, and in trying to edit it I accidentally deleted the whole thing. So I thought, you know what, this comment does come up over and over, so let's actually tackle it head on and deal with it and address it and maybe do a bit of a reading on the subject. So as you can see, I have got the Hoodoo Tarot out for the day. It's a tarot deck that I have just got, the Hoodoo Tarot. I am still learning it, but it is a deck that seems to be wanting to speak and seems really to be wanting to be learned in public. Normally I spend time with the decks. I do a lot of my own personal readings before. But this one just wants to get out there, get on the tarot table and be noticed. So I have my cheat sheet. The major arcana are very different to Rider-Waite's tarot. They have their own names, they have their own stories that are very specific to this particular area that this tarot deck comes from. They do read as Rider-Waite interpretations, but they are, as I say, their own names, their own personalities. It's a very interesting deck. There's obviously a whole world to explore out there, which I recommend to anybody who is interested in these things. But anyway, this is the deck that wants to be used. I'm going to be doing a 7-card reading, archetypal reading on who we are in this story. But before I do this reading, I just want to say to you that I started watching the Harry and Meghan story basically the minute Meghan popped up in our lives. I started to take notice of it. It resonated for me at an archetypal level, and I didn't know why in the beginning. Something about it just disturbed me immensely. I became quite obsessed with it, to the amazement of everyone that knew me at that time. Why on earth are you wasting all your time on these two? What is wrong with you? All that. I'm sure that many of you watching this now, and thank you for watching, are in the same boat. Then something happened to me in my personal life. Someone insinuated themselves into my world, and I, at the time, didn't have really that many boundaries that I needed to protect myself. I was a lot more open, a lot more trusting, a lot more naive. Especially as an empath. Empaths very often are subject, are the prey in these predatory situations. And this person insinuated themselves into my life and took from me, took my creativity, and took someone who was very special to me, very important person in my life. And people at the time, because what happened to me was so dramatic and so dreadful, asked me how I survived the situation. And I survived for various reasons. I survived because I strengthened my connection with the divine. I survived by being positive and reconnecting eventually with my creativity. I survived because I had amazing people around me, friends and family, and a community around me. I survived because I'm strong, and I'm stronger than I thought I was. But I also survived because while this was going on in my tiny little world, something very similar was going on in the very public and very large world of the royal family. And it was interesting to me to see how they struggled to handle what was going on in their world with a similar kind of a predator that had insinuated herself into their world. Of course, in my opinion, disclaimer, tarot reading, or my opinion, of course, and Tom, I have a full house of dogs and cats listening to me today, and Tom has just given a little whimper. His dad has gone away and he's a little bit sad today, and also scratching, so apologies for scratching in the background. But it was interesting to me to see that the royal family, with all their resources, all their advisors, all their wealth, all their power, all their strength, struggled to deal with a situation that mirrored my, as I say, very tiny little situation, mirrored it in a rather uncanny way. And interesting to see how they are still struggling, but also interesting to see what has befallen the main players in the story since over the years that I have been watching this, and that the culprits in this case are really struggling now. And the victims in this case, the prey, are rising. Some of them, particularly the Cambridges, are rising because they have found their strengths and their purpose in this. So for those of you who think that I am motivated purely by malice, no, I'm not. I am fascinated by these kinds of archetypal stories, and so I'm going to be doing a 7-card reading with attendant scratches and snores and whimpers from Tom, using the Hoodoo Tarot to see who we all are in this story archetypally, because I'm very interested in archetypes and meta stories and how we operate really up there. We manifest down here, of course, in our mostly for us little worlds that don't make any waves in the great big world out there, but still we all echo each other, it all resonates, it all mirrors, and we are witnesses to each other's stories. And I think some of the value of doing what we are all doing in our various ways, whether you're the body language guy or H.G. Tudor or the people like Yankee Wally and so on, who go out there and dig for stuff and expose stuff, tarot readers, all of us in our own different ways are witnessing and contributing to the energy around this story. And I think it's quite important, and hopefully the cards will tell us some of the role that we are all playing, and why universe has presented the story for us, why our collective unconscious has really created this story. I was very aware in my own life that this was created by me for a learning, a teaching that I needed to go through, and the royal family seemingly too, and the world in watching it is learning lessons, is going through something that is very profound. I think we are learning a lot about all kinds of things that have been hidden from us, and that really is what an apocalypse is. It is an unveiling, an awakening to the reality of a situation, and lots that was hidden to us about celebrity, about the royals, about power, about narcissists, about predators, is now known to all of us. We've all grown up, we've all learnt lessons in this story. And so let's see what the cards want to tell us about this. And our central card today, unlike most of my readings, is us, the collective, watching this. And why? Who are we in it? And we are the railroad in reverse. Railroad bill, sorry, not the railroad. Railroad bill in reverse. The chariot in reverse. We are the people, archetypally, who have been stopped in our tracks by something. And I think this is quite true. In my life, my situation, a path that I was on, I was derailed from that path. I ended up, as I often say Harry and Meghan are, I ended up down in a ditch on the roof, wheels spinning, smoke coming out of my engine, and I had to work really hard to get back on track. And I think that our world is really has gone off the rails, has gone off the road, is in a ditch. I think there's a lot wrong with our world. There's a lot wrong with ambition, with political ambition. There's a lot wrong with people who will do anything to get wherever they need to go and will ride roughshod over the mere mortals in this world and not care. And so very interesting energy that's come out, because it is major arcana, and it is about ambition, and it is about journeys, and it is about being derailed and thwarted and stopped and blocked. And so what does Harry represent in this narrative archetypally? And here's the black Herman, which is the magician in reverse. Black Herman. And magician card in reverse, trickster energy. He is using his powers, allegedly, let's throw that in, my opinion, tarot reading, another major arcana. He is using his powers for darkness, for disruption, for manipulative reasons. He is not using the great powers that he has. The magician has all of the powers at his disposal, the wands, the cups, the swords, the pentacles. The magician has all of those things at his disposal, as Prince Harry did and has still. But instead of using them to manifest good things, he's using them for his own nefarious purposes, a trickster energy, manipulative energy, a very dark energy with the magician, with Black Herman in reverse. Even a somewhat occult energy that's coming off Prince Harry, which is quite interesting, that quite a serious level of darkness has inhabited his soul, in my opinion. And this is, of course, all my opinion, and I know I'm tedious when I say that, but I do have to say this over and over and over for obvious reasons. Who is Meghan Markle in the story then? Archetypally, we have the magician in reverse for Harry. We have Dr. Buzzard in reverse for Meghan. That is, you will see the justice figure in the background of this card, the courts there in the background, the scales of justice in the foreground, the justice card in reverse. She is justice in reverse. All major arcana, and I'm doing an archetypal reading. I should actually have just pulled out all the major arcana for this reading from this Hoodoo Tarot, but they've come out anyway to play. They want to come out, they want to speak, they want to tell the story. She is justice in reverse. She is being unfair. She is possibly even, her activities may not be legal in the sense that she may be doing things behind the scenes. We have all suspected that many of her activities are not above board, not legal. Let's just say, allegedly, there is a lot of this thing, and there are many things going on behind the scenes with her that are not above board. And it's also bad karma. She, in the story, is coming up as bad karma. Is she the royal family's bad karma? Is she the price that they're having to pay for years and years, decades, centuries of power? Possibly things not always being done with the best of intentions. The royal family has got quite a checkered history in the past. Hasn't always acted from the best motivations. A lot of skullduggery going on just among family members in the royal family, going back centuries. What is the tower for? Lots of terrible tales there, and of course there are ghosts, and of course there are characters who come back because they feel that they have been treated unfairly, and many people feel that Meghan Markle is some kind of past character in the royal history who has come back with a vengeance in this story. And there they are, so justice in reverse and the magician in reverse, really two very tricky characters up there. And here we are, stuck in the middle, and really stuck because the railroad bill, the chariot, is in reverse, it's stuck. So the royal family, who are they? And by royal family, I mean Her Majesty the Queen and Prince Charles. I'm going to lump them together in this card. Who are they in this story? The Ace of Coins. That's the big money card. That is security. That is trying to set the royal family on a very secure path, a very secure future. The Queen, of course, is an earth sign, a Taurus. She has been incredibly long-lived monarch, and she has set the royal family on a very steady path for the duration of her reign. But of course her reign is reaching an end, and will Prince Charles be able to keep his hand on things as securely as this person's hand is on that? It looks almost like a globe. And keep the royal family on that path of success, of abundance, for posterity, for the future, down that long and winding road that the ace represents, because aces of beginnings. Ace of Coins, of course, a long journey, an abundant journey, a well-rewarded journey. That's what they represent. And I think we can all agree that that is a pretty fair assessment by the Hoodoo Tarot of Her Majesty the Queen and Prince Charles. Nothing negative there, but it is very much about security and is stabilizing things and ensuring that they are around going forward. The other royals that I want to read on are the Cambridges, and I'm putting them into this card here. Prince William and Catherine. Who are they archetypally in this story, in this journey that we are going on? And that's a rather scary card to come out, the Five of Coins. They are the ones who are outcast in this story. They are the ones who could actually experience tremendous ruin and loss in this story. Harry and Meghan are coming across as manipulative and negative energies. William and Catherine are coming across as people who stand to lose everything if this matter with the royal family is not resolved in a way that writes this Chariot card and puts them back on a path that is an honorable path and a successful path and a path that is supported by the vast majority of people. So they are, I think, extremely aware that they could literally lose everything if this story continues to unfold in the way that it is going. And that is really quite a shocking card in this reading. I wasn't expecting something as shocking for them. And so, why are we watching? Why is it necessary that attention is paid to the story and we get Pa in the reverse, which is the Moon card? Curiously, a masculine name for a feminine energy, really. What is the Moon? The Moon is about secrets. The Moon is about things going on in the shadows. It is literally about our shadows, our shadow selves, the things that we project out because we don't work on them, we don't absorb them, we don't resolve them internally, so we project them. It is about fear, it is about confusion, it is about doubt, the Moon card. But it is in the reverse, so that means that whatever is in the shadows is coming up to be dealt with. It's shadow work. It is literally shadow work that is needed to be done. And we need to do our own shadow work. And a lot of my healing in my journey that I went through was doing shadow work, was taking responsibility for my own involvement in creating the situation that happened to me, instead of just being the victim of it, acknowledging that it was something that needed to play out, so that I learned about my own shadow self and worked on that. And I did, oh my word, I did. And so the universe is asking us to please all do our own shadow work, and the royal family too needs to do its shadow work. And these two are the great shadows, the Magician in reverse and the Justice card in reverse. These are the shadows that need to be exposed. They need to do their shadow work, and the royals need to do their shadow work. They can't just focus on their money and what they may lose. Absolute abundance, absolute loss sitting down here with the royal family, and us, as I say, caught in the middle of all of this. And what is going to be the outcome of this strange adventure that we are all on, this witnessing of what is going on in the British royal family? The Nine of Coins in reverse. Nine of Coins in reverse, and I take this very plainly and simply to mean that the woman who represents the Nine of Coins in all of my readings, and that would be herself, Meghan Markle, is going to come undone in this. And I know that the people who accuse me of being motivated by malice and schadenfreude and all the rest of it are going to say, oh, well, there you go. But that card came out of its own desiring. I have not at all stacked the deck and made it happen, but it has come up. Nine of Coins in reverse. A loss of security, a loss of abundance, a loss of position for this Nine of Coins lady who is sitting pretty right now. But won't be ultimately going to be very difficult for her. And it's interesting that that card is sitting actually next to the card that I designated for Meghan Markle in this reading. The Justice card in reverse, Nine of Pentacles coming out, Nine of Coins in reverse, loss of future security, loss of abundance, loss of position. Also an obsession with all of those things, with the fine things in life, with having everything of the finest labels, all of that kind of stuff. When it's in the reverse, it's an excess of that. She may end up ruined financially. She may end up surrounded by luxury, but very unhappy, feeling very insecure, hating the fact that she is alone, because the Nine of Pentacles, Nine of Coins, when it's in the upright, is contentment. It is being happy in your own skin, being secure even if you are on your own. You feel good about yourself, you feel good about your life. When it is in the reverse, you feel very lonely, very miserable. It's not a happy card at all. And the outcome of this is not an outcome for us. It is an outcome for one particular person in this reading, I feel. But there is great risk in this reading, and we can see this with this Five of Coins. And we can see with the Railroad Bill card, the Chariot card in reverse, that everything is wrong at the moment, that the story has gone off course and it needs to be back on course. And the dog who's taken himself outside to sniff the change in the wind. We are getting a storm later today. It's beginning to come through now. The dog agrees with me. Yeah, he agrees with me. And so the royal family really needs to get their act together and fight back against this energy. And we're doing our shadow work, hopefully, and they need to do theirs. And the story needs to be put right. It needs to be put back on track, so that we can all go forward in a healthy way in future. Interesting outcome. And only worrying energy really for me is this one. They're aware of it. They're very concerned about it. And I think they're doing all that they can to try and push back. But of course not with the support that they really need from these two. And that is a rather strange reading, but one that I've felt called to do. I will be back later today, hopefully, if I have time, with normal readings on normal subjects, royal subjects, of course, and not using the Hoodoo Tarot. But thank you for watching. If you've stuck with me through this, I do appreciate it. Hope you understand me a little better now, and I wish you all well, and I will see you again tomorrow.